Dedication. Aradha viriye bahitate nityang talha parakame samake sawake pahasa etang buddhanavantanang. Seeing my disciples, one and all in harmony, diligent, ardent, and resolute, always putting forth their best effort, this is homage to the Buddhas. The Buddha to Gautami Therī, the Mahāprajapati Gautami Therī Apadana. My homage to the Buddha of our era, the Buddha Gautama, to the Tathāgata, sage of the Shakyans, to all the Buddhas of all time, to all the awakened noble disciples, to all true and liberating Dhamma teachings, and to all the noble sages of the Sangha. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Ratanataya. Focus on the Buddha's birth, manifesting the noble intention. I offer these words from the Acharya Bhutta Sutta, Middle-Length Discourses, Majjhima Nikaya 123, describing the Buddha's birth as a meditative contemplation in wisdom and right action to evoke and give rise to noble qualities within ourselves as the Buddha intended for us with his teaching. In the sutta begins in the Tusita heaven, where Sato Sampajano Ananta Bodhisattva Tusitang Kayang Upapaji, the Bodhisattva, mindful and clearly comprehending, arises. This is a contemporary Thai painting of the Bodhisattva in the Tusita heaven. Older stone carving from Borobudur in Indonesia, and even older from the Ajanta cave paintings in India. In this translation on Sutta Central by Venerable Bhikkhu Sujato, Bodhisatta or Bodhisattva is translated as a being intent on awakening. The Bodhisattva entering the mother's womb. Queen Maya's dream. This painting is from the Indian colonial period. Queen Maya is wearing white as she was on an 8-precept retreat, renunciate retreat at that time. Different than the many modern depictions where she's in colorful royal finery. Older, from Gandhara, the 2nd to 3rd century of the Common Era, Queen Maya's dream. The Bodhisattva entering the mother's womb. Still older, from Bharhut, India, carved in stone, 2nd to 3rd century BCE, before the Common Era. In the sutta, coming into the mother's womb, an immeasurable, magnificent light appears, surpassing even that of the Devas. The sutta also emphasizes care for the mother's well-being, happiness, and moral virtue, and that this is not a defiled or defiling experience. Beings are able to see and know one another, even in the darkest intervals of existence, in these moments of full intentionality, mindfulness, and clear comprehension. Lama Thangka painting school depiction of the Bodhisattva's birth. Emerging from the womb. The sutta again emphasizes in various ways that the Bodhisattva's emerging from the womb, as earlier with entering the womb, is not a defiled or defiling experience. The birth of the Bodhisattva, first 7 steps in the sutta. The Bodhisattva stands firm with his own feet on the ground. This is a profound contemplation. Standing firmly on the earth, depicted Gandhara Kushan period, 2nd to 3rd century, Common Era rock carving. the first 7 steps of the Bodhisattva in the sutta. He takes 7 steps and then surveys the world, looking in all directions. These first 7 steps depicted pointing upwards to the sky, to the heavens, downwards to the earth, standing here in between, mindful and clearly aware, with full intention, profound contemplation. In the sutta, then, he makes this majestic and bold proclamation of noble intention. Like one who is in the driver's seat of their own life, one who is at the helm, one whose noble intention is at the forefront. This is my final birth. There will be no further becoming for me beyond this. I am mantima jati, nati, dani, puna pavoti. Again, in the sutta, an immeasurable, magnificent light appears, surpassing even that of the devas. Apamano, olaro, opaso loke, patu bhavati. And again, beings are able to see and know one another without fear, even in the deepest, darkest intervals of existence. A profound contemplation. Then, ending the sutta, the final wonderful and marvelous qualities of the Tathāgata are declared by he himself. The Tathāgata knows feelings as they arise, knows feelings as they remain, knows feelings as they cease. The Tathāgata knows perceptions as they arise, as they remain, and as they cease. And the Tathāgata knows deliberate thoughts as they arise, deliberate thoughts as they remain, and deliberate thoughts as they cease. This is the end of the Acharya Buddha Sutta, but not the end of the story. We know the Buddha's story continues with seeing the sufferings of the world, setting forth with determination the Great Awakening, turning the wheel of the Dhamma, and helping humanity until Parinibbāna, establishing the Sangha and the teaching strongly and stably to help humanity for a long time. The Buddha mentions repeatedly in the early Buddhist discourses preserved in the Pali text Tipitaka and parallel suttas preserved in other Indic dialects and languages, as well as in Chinese and Tibetan, that the well-practicing and learned Bhikkhuni Sangha he established is meant to play an integral role in the long endurance and efficacy of his teaching, manifesting the Buddha's noble intention for our times, in these times of turmoil and strife for humanity and our planet. We must have, first, determination to prepare and establish ourselves, and second, determination to help others. Helping and supporting one another is the way of the Sangha. Traditionally, even bhikkhus, male monastics, learn all ways to serve and support their elders, teachers, and leaders of the Sangha. And traditionally, even bhikkhunis, female monastics, learn to be strong, to teach, to lead. The importance of knowledgeable and capable leaders of all 4 folds of the Sangha, Buddha, Chatuparisa, noting that this means manifold or many folds of the Sangha, and is meant to be inclusive, not exclusive. Manifesting the noble intention of the Buddha is the imperative. Imperative means of vital importance or crucial, as well as an authoritative directive that's essential and urgent. To be leaders and helpers, sharing Dhamma and training people who will be able to do good themselves and help others. 3 interrelated dimensions of compassionate care for self and others in the Buddha's teaching. First, one abstains oneself from harmful actions. Second, one speaks in favor of such abstention. Third, one establishes others in such abstention. The Buddha in Dhammapada, verse 158, said, "First establish yourself in what's helpful and then teach it to others." Compassion ideally benefits others and oneself. Compassionate care for others should not neglect one's own practice. In dedication, Bahojana Hitaya, Bahojana Sukhaya, Lokanukampaya, Attaya Hitaya Sukhaya, Deva Manusananti. For the welfare and happiness of the many, out of compassion for the world, for the benefit, well-being, and happiness of devas and humans. The end, but not the end of manifesting the noble intention in the way of the Buddha. Thank you for watching, listening, and practicing manifesting the noble intention. Namo Buddhaya. May the Buddha's teaching, practice, and fruits long endure in our world.